Patrice Lumumba. Patrice Émery Lumumba, a charismatic Congolese nationalist, anti-colonial leader, Pan-African visionary, and a symbol of African unity and resistance. He was born Ezayi Tasumbo Tawosa on July 2, 1925 in Onalua, a small village in the Katako-Kombe region of the Kasai province in the former Belgian Congo, now the Democratic Republic of the Congo. He adopted the name Patrice Émery Lumumba after becoming a Catholic and attending a Catholic school. Lumumba's father, François Tolenga Otechima, was a farmer, whilst his mother, Julienne Wamato Lumenja, was a housewife, both from the small Tetela tribe, and who valued hard work and community ties despite their limited means. Lumumba was one of the several children in his family and faced both the hardships of colonial-era poverty and the ambition for social progress that later motivated his political activism. Patrice Lumumba received his early education at a Catholic mission, and because the colonial government offered limited formal education to the natives and emphasized the law of manual skills such as farming, carpentry, and furniture making, Lumumba did not enter primary school until he was 11 years old. Despite the obstacles, Patrice Lumumba did exceptionally well in school and completed his primary education in 4 years, after which he attended École Centrale de Chumbe Sainte-Marie, translated as Chumbe Sainte-Marie Secondary School. Unfortunately, just after 3 years of secondary school, Lumumba abruptly dropped out of school. With passion for literature, history, and politics, Lumumba continued his education informally through extensive reading and correspondence courses, which broadened his worldview and prepared him for leadership in the independence movement. Patrice Lumumba began his working career in the late 1940s as a postal clerk in Stanleyville, now Kisangani. He showed great energy and organizational skill in numerous Stanleyville cultural, educational, and professional groups. In the mid-1950s, Lumumba became involved in journalism and local politics, joining cultural associations and writing for Congolese newspapers, including La Croix du Congo, The Cross of the Congo, and La Voix du Congolais, Voice of the Congo. Lumumba was one of the few radical Africans who were fearless and willing to speak out against colonial imperialism. His growing popularity among the Congolese masses caught the attention of the colonial administration, and he was soon accused of misappropriating about $2,500 from his job at the post office. Lumumba maintained his innocence, but was found guilty and sentenced to 2 years imprisonment, which was later reduced to 11 months, leading him to become a more vocal critic of Belgian rule. Upon his release from prison, Lumumba started a life in the capital of Léopoldville. He co-founded the Mouvement National Congolais, MNC, translated Congolese National Movement, the first nationwide Congolese political party dedicated to national unity and independence, and he rapidly became one of the most influential nationalist leaders. On December 11, 1958, Patrice Lumumba attended the first All-African People's Conference, AAPC, organized by Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and held in Accra, Ghana. At the conference, Lumumba strongly advocated for a pan-Congolese identity and demanded immediate unconditional independence for the Congo, contrasting the regional or ethnic focuses of many of his contemporaries at the conference. Indeed, Lumumba's AAPC participation solidified his commitment to a unified, independent Congo and a broader Pan-African struggle against colonial powers. Strangely, his growing reputation and seemingly radical views caused hostility among other Mouvement National Congolais leaders. The result of this disagreement saw a split in the party in July 1959. Most of the party's founders supported Albert Kalonji as their representative, while Lumumba held on to the loyalty of most of the ordinary members. Patrice Lumumba was again arrested and imprisoned in November 1959, following a period of unrest and protests against the Belgian colonial government in Stanleyville. The arrest followed his refusal to appear before the police for remarks he made, which included a call for disobedience against the administration. In January 1960, the Belgian government, facing increasing Congolese agitation, convened a round-table conference in Brussels, Belgium, with all Congolese political parties to negotiate the process of decolonization and independence for the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The MNC refused to participate without Lumumba. Lumumba was thereupon released from prison and flown to Brussels. The conference agreed on a date for independence, June 30, 1960, with national elections in May. On May 22, 1960, although there was a multiplicity of parties, the MNC, led by Patrice Lumumba, won the most seats, and Lumumba was confirmed as Prime Minister by Parliament after forming a coalition that included Parti Solidaire Africain, Centre de Regroupement Africain, and other parties. Voter turnout was 82%. Maneuvers to prevent his assumption of authority failed, and he was asked to form the first government, which he did on June 24, 1960. As part of the compromise ensuring Lumumba's victory, Kasavubu was elected as the Congo's first president. His role was largely formal as he shared power with Patrice Lumumba, the prime minister. Shortly after independence, Congo was faced with overwhelming problems, including widespread mutinies in the army, secession of the wealthy Katanga province, and the hasty departure of the Belgian colonial administration, which left the new government severely understaffed and unprepared. The crisis, coupled with internal political rivalries and significant external interference during the Cold War, made it impossible for Patrice Lumumba's government to function effectively. Lumumba, nevertheless, worked tirelessly to preserve Congo's unity by resisting the secession of provinces like Katanga, promoted a centralized non-tribal political system, and strengthened Pan-African ties with leaders such as Kwame Nkrumah to resist neo-colonialism and to control their own resources. Lumumba refused to let Belgium or the West dictate Congo's future, turning to the United Nations and then the Soviet Union for help, a move that made him a target of Cold War powers. Meanwhile, President Joseph Kasavubu, pressured by both internal rivals and foreign interests, accused Patrice Lumumba of mismanagement and authoritarian tendencies. On September 5, 1960, a serious constitutional crisis occurred as the president and the prime minister both dismissed each other. Congo's parliament refused to ratify the actions of the two leaders and instead attempted to reconcile them. President Kasavubu prevailed by gaining support from the United Nations, which acknowledged that the president has the constitutional right to revoke the appointment of the prime minister. On December 1, 1960, Lumumba attempted to join his political supporters but was captured by soldiers loyal to his rival, Joseph Désiré Mobutu. He was imprisoned and subjected to beatings and starvation. Fearing Lumumba's continued popularity, officials transferred him to Katanga, a mineral-rich province that had seceded with Belgian backing. On January 17, 1961, Lumumba and two of his associates, Maurice Mpolo and Joseph Okito, were executed by a Katangan firing squad with the help of Belgian mercenaries. Patrice Lumumba's body was dismembered and dissolved in acid to prevent a burial site from becoming a rallying point by Lumumba's supporters. The brutal treatment meted out to Patrice Lumumba became one of the most infamous acts of political violence in modern African history. For decades, one gold-capped tooth of Patrice Lumumba, which was taken and kept as a souvenir by a Belgian police officer involved in dissolving the body, survived as Lumumba's only remains. In 2002, after a parliamentary inquiry, the Belgian government apologized for its role in the assassination of Patrice Lumumba. Subsequent to the apology, the Belgian government returned Patrice Lumumba's only known remains, the gold-crowned tooth, to his family on June 20, 2022. On June 30, 2022, the tooth was buried in a specially built mausoleum in the capital, Kinshasa, to coincide with the 62nd anniversary of the country's independence from Belgian rule. The ceremony sought to bring peace not only to the grieving family, but to the entire Congolese people. Indeed, Patrice Lumumba fought for total liberation from Belgian colonialism and for the creation of a united, independent, and dignified Congo. And though his tenure as the first Prime Minister of the Democratic Republic of the Congo was brief, his bold defiance of colonial powers and ultimate martyrdom cemented him as a symbol of African solidarity and the struggle for a united, independent, and self-reliant continent.